exists to solve. Now, after every client meeting, advisors and their teams spend 30 to 60 minutes on post-meeting admin, writing notes, updating CRM records, figuring out which follow-up tasks they promise their clients to complete. And that adds up fast. For a single advisor doing 4 to 5 meetings per day, that's half the workday on meeting admin. Meet reduces that burden by joining and capturing your meetings with best-in-class speech-to-text models, and then producing high-quality AI-generated outputs downstream. Everything from meeting note summaries to CRM records, follow-up tasks, and more. But as of last week, Meet got a whole lot better with the launch of many new features. Meet has always been great at during and after your meetings. But with these new products we've launched, the Meet plan now covers the entire meeting lifecycle. With scheduling, you can create booking windows and have your clients book directly on your calendar. With our new pre-meeting prep, we pull data from your CRM, portfolio accounting systems, financial planning tools, emails, and even custodian data to deliver structured, cited briefings before you walk into your client meetings. With agendas, you can structure meetings ahead of time, check off items live as you walk through them with the client, or send clients these AI-generated human review guides before the meeting. All of this is included at $100 per advisor per month, and every plan includes the AI operating system, including Ask Anything, client profiles, and a full array of integrations. All right, so let's walk through each one of these features in order. We'll start with Jump Scheduling. Scheduling is built around what we call booking windows. Now, if you're familiar with existing scheduling tools on the market, this will feel very intuitive, but the idea is simple. You create booking windows, configure them by choosing your availability to meet with clients, and then those windows overlay on top of your calendar. You then send booking links to your clients, and those clients self-serve by selecting a time when you're actually available to meet. Now, these booking windows can be paired with what we call reminder workflows. Reminder workflows are a powerful way to make sure your clients are always notified of upcoming meetings with you. Now, reminders can work two ways, via email or via SMS. When you set up a reminder, you choose how far in advance it goes out, you decide which attendees receive it, and only the person who booked or everyone in the meeting can get a notification depending on your settings. You can customize the message itself, and we even drop in variables so that every message is contextualized to your client, the date, and the time. Now, once your booking windows and reminder workflows are set, you can preview them to see exactly what your clients will see when they're booking. Over here, I have my disclosures, my name, my firm logo, uploaded to the top left, and we're adding new white label capabilities so you can make these booking pages feel fully on brand for your firm. Now, a few important details. When clients book with you, that meeting is scheduled directly on your calendar using your Google or Microsoft APIs. All email confirmations to clients are sent from your email, ensuring compliance with electronic communication standards using your existing email archiving. Clients can confirm, cancel, or reschedule directly. And while other scheduling providers charge between $12 and $20 a month, this is all included in the base Meet pricing. All right, next, let's talk about Jump's new pre-meeting prep. We've heard from advisors that they spend almost as much time preparing for meetings as they spend on post-meeting admin. So what Jump has built is a powerful generative AI tool that pulls context from your connected systems and produces a pre-meeting readout for every client meeting. Here, you're seeing exactly what that looks like. I've got a prep template configured to answer very specific questions and pull data from the connected systems. This prep was generated automatically before the meeting, no manual work. Jump's pre-meeting prep can be set to generate 24 hours before, 72 hours before, an hour before, whatever cadence you choose. And because Jump knows who your clients are, since we import them from your CRM and link them to your financial planning, portfolio accounting, we can aggregate a significant amount of context to build these briefings before you walk into the room. Every data point in prep is cited back to its source. There's no black box summaries here. Everything can be verified in seconds. Now, when you talk to advisors about how they prepare for meetings, what you find is that every advisor has a slightly different approach. So we've invested heavily in the customization experience here. We want every advisor to be able to prepare for meetings in the way that makes sense to them. And this is how it works. Using what we call a block editor, Jump provides 4 default prep templates out of the box to get you started quickly. But you can customize these templates. You can remove instruction blocks, add static text so you're always reminded to hit certain talking points, or rearrange sections to match your flow. You can even customize which data sources feed each block. Here, I've scoped an instruction block down to only use email correspondence. So when it summarizes recent conversations, it's pulling from exactly the source that I want. So that's the customization layer we've built. This block editor lets you mix and match static values, variables, and AI-generated context, pulling from any combination of your connected integration sources. It all works through a unified client profile that aggregates data across CRM, portfolio accounting tools, financial planning tools, email, and even custodian data. One profile, many sources, fully customizable. Now, many of you have already put hands on this, but I'd encourage you to jump over into your settings and customize a template to tailor it the way you like to prepare for meetings. Okay, let's talk about agendas. Now, some of you like to use meeting prep as a sort of hybrid client readout and agenda, and that works great. But some of you want a dedicated, structured agenda to guide you through the meeting. So with the same block editor I just showed, you can build fully customizable agendas that create static values or dynamic context before the meeting. With the agenda editor, you can check off items in real time as you're meeting with a client, or you can even download a copy and send it to the clients ahead of time. These are AI generated, but you always have the opportunity for human in the loop review before anything is sent to a client. Agendas auto-generate in the same way as meeting prep. They're fully customizable with as many templates as you need. You can attach different templates to different meeting types so that you're organized no matter what kind of meeting you have. Client reviews, discovery calls, planning sessions, or tax check-ins. Okay, now that covers all of the new features we've launched to the Meet plan in the last few weeks. But before we pause for questions, let me quickly touch on the core meeting experience for anyone not yet familiar with the product. Now, one of the best things about Jump is that it works anywhere you meet with clients. We work with meeting services like Google Meet. The note taker joins your video calls automatically. It can work on phone calls. It works on in-person using our mobile app or our desktop capture. Wherever the conversation's happening, Jump captures it. And while it's working, Jump is producing transcripts using the best-in-class speech-to-text models. And I know that's easy to glance over, but transcript quality is absolutely critical when you need to capture very specific details. Details that matter to someone's financial plan. A missed number, a misheard name, a jumbled beneficiary designation, those are all unacceptable. So the quality of the transcript is the foundation of everything else Jump is built on. Now, once Jump captures those transcripts, which you can see over here on the right, that's when we generate all of our downstream artifacts. Now, it's really critical that we get speaker attribution correct with our transcripts, so we know exactly which clients said what. If you're meeting with a household, we need to know when the husband said X or the spouse said Y. We need to know what you said versus the client said. Once that's done, then we can generate comprehensive meeting summaries with fine-grained details about what matters to each person in the meeting. We can summarize cash flow, emergency fund needs, down payment timing, retirement projections. Jump is hyper-contextualized for financial service professionals, so the notes always come out relevant to your work. And then after the meeting, we have many other post-meeting follow-up items. I just showed a quick email summary, emails that automatically generate as a follow-up draft so you can review before sending to the client. And then maybe the most valuable piece, we automatically capture tasks so that anything you promise your clients during the meeting, Jump is listening. It captures those commitments, structures them, and can write them as records into your task management system or CRM. Nothing falls through the cracks when Jump is in the meeting. And there are many other post-meeting artifacts you can explore inside Jump today. And everything we just showed has the same level of customization as our meeting prep and agendas features. You can customize them yourself in user settings, or tap one of our customization specialists to make sure Jump works exactly as you need it. Okay, so if you're not using Jump today and you want to get started, you can do so in as little as 2 minutes. You can head over to jump.ai, sign up, connect your CRM, choose your note style, connect your conferencing provider, and Jump will join your meetings and capture them just like that. So with that said, I know we breezed through this pretty quickly today, so we'll have lots of extra time for questions, or we can even wrap early and give you all some time back. But let's go ahead and open it up to any questions anyone has. And as you submit questions, we'd really appreciate it. There's a dedicated Q&A function at the bottom you'll see. If we can submit questions through there, it just helps our team triage them a little better to make sure we can get to all those questions. So yeah, we'll go ahead. All right, I've got a handful of questions here already. Okay, first question here. Um, Do you know when this will be launched for clients on the LPO version of Jump? That's a great question. So each one of the features I showed today, we can designate them into features that are being approved or that are just streamline approved. So meeting prep and agendas have streamline approval with LPO. Meeting prep already exists today, the legacy version, every customer has access to. So our new meeting prep is really just an improved user experience on top of what already exists. So no approval is needed. That's streamlined availability. Meeting scheduling, however, is going through dedicated approvals, which with each of our large RIA aggregator or broker-dealer customers. So LPO will need to give approval. All right. Does Jump integrate with Redtail CRM and Calendar? We do integrate. Yes, we integrate with both. Specifically for our scheduling feature, we do not write to Redtail Calendar. We will write directly to either Google or Microsoft, but Jump can read from your Redtail Calendar today to create meeting events in Jump and join them with the note taker. Did I see an integration with Holistiplan? Yes, we do have an integration with Holistiplan. It's live and provides context into pre-meeting prep and can also answer questions via our Ask Anything feature. Oh. Will this meeting be uploaded anywhere? I'm sure it will. Caitlin can answer that question more specifically about exactly where it'll be available, but I imagine so. Um, how do you capture phone calls not on Zoom or Meet? So we have a join my call function, which allows you to essentially dial in the note taker or merge it in. So just the same way that you would merge in a third party to a phone call today, you can do the exact same. We're also improving that user experience so that we can have the note taker call you, so that it's even easier and less cumbersome to have the note taker join your phone calls. Um, there are specific approvals though. So if you're under a specific broker-dealer configuration, not everyone has approved Join My Call. So that would just be one to check in with your account owners as to whether or not you have access to Join My Call. Are all the new features with Jump Meet available today? Yes, they are. So if you're paying for Jump today on the core with the core subscription, everything I just showed is included at no additional cost. We're very excited about our new Grow and Operate plans, but we want everyone to know that we are not stopping adding as much value as we can into our core or our base Meet plan. So you're getting a ton of value where is going to continue to come to that base subscription over the coming weeks. Meeting scheduling, advanced pre-meeting prep, agendas are all part of that base Meet plan. So um, let's see. Make sure I'm answering in order here. There's a lot of questions coming in. Give me 1 minute. Let me see if there's any overlapping here so I could answer a couple. I need to. Okay. Can you talk about capturing phone call conversations? So think of it as if you're calling someone, then so in order for Jump to produce a meeting, We basically need the ability to provide a speech to text model with audio. So the question is, how do we capture that audio? When you use the join my call feature, essentially a dedicated third-party phone number is going to call in to your to is going to essentially be merged into your call, and the note taker will be capturing the audio, streaming it down to a transcription service, and that's how it actually captures the conversation. If that makes sense. So as opposed to, like a Zoom call here, where there's a meeting service provider that's capturing the audio file. When we call in, it's essentially a dedicated phone line that's calling in to capture the conversation. Yeah. And there's nothing, secretive about that. When it joins your call, it actually says, this call is being recorded. So something to keep in mind there. Yeah. A little more detail about scheduling. So there's quite a few scheduling tools on the market today. Um, Most of them are built to be horizontal, meaning they're not purpose-built for financial advisors. So what Jump has launched with our meeting scheduling tool, what we've really done is we've tried to build a feature that is purpose-built and works especially well for financial service firms. So what that means is that a lot of advisors will essentially delegate scheduling to an operations associate or an operations staff. So Jump meeting scheduling is really designed so that one person in your Jump account can manage all of the booking windows across all of the advisors in your firm. You can also manage your own windows, but then we're also working on things like overlaying multiple calendars on top of each other. So imagine you have a dedicated portfolio manager in your firm and a dedicated tax planner, and you need to meet with a client and have both of those individuals together. Oh, also, and you need to make sure there's a conference room available to meet. With our shared calendar service, we can overlay and make sure that the client can only book times when the conference room is available and the CPA and the portfolio manager, if that makes sense. So those are just a handful of things we're building to really make the client's booking experience, work with the way that your firm actually operates. Okay. In my Jump, the AI always spells my name correctly. It's Dwayne, not yeah. There's actually a fix going out for this week. And I'm going to take down a specific note here. I can actually turn that feature on for you today, Dwayne. So I'm going to go ahead and enable that, and then I promise all of your meetings going forward will properly recognize the spelling of your name. Oh, all right. How are emails from clients captured in Jump? So Microsoft 365. So we use what's called the Microsoft Graph API. The Microsoft Graph API is fairly straightforward. When you log into Jump, you grant us the ability to read email scopes, and then we just read emails by filtering only the ones that are between you and your clients when you've enabled the feature and you have the source configured specifically in pre-meeting prep. So yeah, fairly straightforward, just basic API access into email. With the new meeting prep feature, can you edit what Jump looks like for in Redtail? Yes, you can. We can target specific objects in third-party systems, right? We can target and then we can instruct the AI exactly how it should present the data from those specific objects. So Salesforce is the CRM I'm most familiar with. So for example, I can have an instruction block that says only summarize note records, and then another instruction block that says only summarize task records. It will literally filter to just records of that object type and then summarize them per my instructions. So, okay. Is this feature taking the place with G reminders and or Calendly Zoom? Yeah, yes, our scheduling feature can absolutely work in replace of the providers mentioned here. Um, can you review my default template? Yes, our customization team would love to review your default templates and explain best practices. We do not expect our users to become prompt engineers, but there's wild differences in the quality of outputs you get from something like an AI instruction block, depending on the practices that you follow. And our customization team would be happy to explain this for you or even help you customize it themselves. Okay. Um, I'm using Google Contacts. Can the system access those? Not today. That's a great question, though. We're always looking to add new integrations, especially on the CRM side, in place and for users that don't have a standard CRM like Redtail Wealthbox. I will plug, though, quickly, we did just launch Jump Native Contacts. And so if you have a list of contacts and you want those contacts in Jump, you can actually email us a spreadsheet and we can do a concierge bulk upload to one-time populate all of those, and then you can manually add them one at a time as you're meeting with them with just a few clicks. So if you don't have a CRM or we don't support your CRM, we can still get your contacts in Jump to start aggregating things like meetings, emails, etc. Okay. Um, we do have an integration with Ring Central. We can send some specific documentation on that after. And then we do also have an integration with Wealth.com. That Wealth.com integration is primarily to feed pre-meeting prep context. And you can also use our Ask Anything to retrieve data from there when that launches in the next few weeks. Wow, okay. We just poured through a lot of questions. I think I don't see any more here. I think I answered all of them. So we'll give it 2 more minutes or so. That's all the content I've got prepared. So if you want to hop, feel free. We'll make sure this gets shared around after. Really excited to have you all put hands on these new features in the Meet plan. So I'll stick around for a couple more minutes. Yeah, happy to take this. I'm still sharing my screen here. So let me um let me hop into the product and just do some live explanations here with the time that we've got left. So the first question was, can you show me where to customize these? Um, Disclaimer, this feature is live for a subset of our users. Over the next week or so, it will be rolling out to 100% of all users. So if while I'm showing this, you don't actually see the in the next few days, you will see this if you don't today. We're doing a phased rollout to 100% of our users over the next few days. Okay, so this is where you would edit those. So, here's an agenda that I've built out, and I can edit these instruction blocks. I can add new ones, change what's inside of them, delete them entirely, right? It all happens right here. If I want to add a new one, I can use this / command and add an empty one. So, okay, let's see. Yeah, it looks like there's a few questions here on Ring Central. I wish I knew a little more about the Ring Central integration. There may be some edge cases here I'm not familiar with, but I have the name of the attendee who's having some issues. We'll make sure and follow up with you dedicated after the fact. Sure thing. Okay. Well, I don't see any more questions here. Thanks for joining the Speedy webinar today. 6 minutes ahead, so everyone can have some time back, and we'll see you next time. Oh, thanks, everyone.